All right, diving in today, folks. We're going to be looking at something, well, a lot of you probably thought about it at some point, right? Using a journal to up your fitness game. Maybe you're trying to really see how far you've come or stay pumped when things get tough.
Yeah,
Or even just figure out what actually works for you, right?
totally.
We've been checking out this journal notebook for fitness. It's from Lestallion.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Lestallion. Right. Pretty popular.
For sure.
I mean, it's made for this kind of stuff, so.
Yeah, good stuff.
Today, we're going to dig into why having a fitness journal, especially one like this one, with all the bells and whistles, why it can be so helpful for anyone, trying to hit those fitness goals.
Making things to me.
All right, so let's kick things off with a basic question. When it comes to fitness, what are some of the biggest things that trip people up?
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to just keeping track of everything.
Oh, for sure.
It's easy to lose sight of how much you're actually doing when you're trying new workouts or changing your eating habits.
Yeah.
Without a system to actually write it down. It's like building something without any instructions.
Totally.
And that can make it super hard to stay motivated.
Oh, I get that.
If you don't see those results in front of you, it's tough to feel like you're making progress.
Makes sense. It's like you need that proof.
Right. Exactly.
So that's where a fitness journal comes in,
Yeah.
right? It's like that set of instructions you were talking about.
Yeah.
It gives you a structured way to keep tabs on everything, all the key stuff, workouts, food, how your body's feeling, and those goals you're after.
You got it.
Instead of relying on your memory, which honestly can be pretty shaky.
Oh, tell me about it.
Eh,
Especially with everything else going on.
right.
You end up with this documented history of what you've done.
Exactly. And, when you look at a journal like the one from Lestallion,
Yeah. You start to see how the design, all those little details can really make a difference.
let's get into those details then.
Okay, yeah.
One thing that jumps out at me is the thick paper,
Uh-huh.
120 GSM, I think it said.
Yep.
Now, anyone who journals knows that feeling when the ink bleeds through.
Ugh, the worst.
But why is this so important for a fitness journal specifically?
Well, think about it. You're probably going to be writing in this thing at the gym.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe even between sets when you're all sweaty.
Yeah, real world conditions, right.
Exactly. So you need paper that can handle that, like different pens, sweat, and you don't want your notes turning into a big mess on the other side.
Right.
This thick paper keeps everything clear and easy to read, which is super important for keeping track of everything over time.
It's got to be legible, right?
Totally.
Okay, another thing that seems simple, but I bet is really helpful,
What's that?
the numbered pages.
Oh, yeah, the numbered pages.
Why is that more than just, pages in order?
Well, it's actually a really clever way to see your progress.
Oh, interesting.
It makes it easy to go back and look at old workouts, meal plans, even how you were feeling on a certain day.
You can track the changes.
Exactly. Let's say you want to see how much your deadlift has gone up in the past month.
Okay, yeah.
You can just flip back to those pages without having to search through the whole journal.
Oh, makes sense.
And that makes it so much easier to see, oh, wow, I'm actually getting stronger.
It's like concrete proof.
Right. And that can be really motivating.
It's a psychological thing, right? Seeing it written down.
Absolutely.
And for something that's going to be tossed around in a gym bag, that soft faux leather cover seems pretty smart.
Yeah, it's all about durability, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be able to handle being used all the time, getting moved around.
Everyday wear and tear.
Exactly. And it's got to feel good in your hand, too.
Yeah, you want something nice to hold.
Totally.
Okay, the dashed lines are interesting to me.
Oh, yeah, the lines.
How do those help with fitness journaling compared to just, blank pages or regular lines?
Well, they give you the best of both worlds.
How so?
They give you some structure so you can organize your notes, like if you're listing exercises or making a meal plan.
Okay.
But they're not as rigid as regular lines, so you have more freedom.
So it's kind of like a gentle nudge towards organization.
Exactly. It encourages you to be neat without, forcing you into a specific format.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a nice balance.
Another thing you don't always see, a built-in table of contents.
Oh, that's a good one.
What's the benefit of that in a fitness journal?
It basically turns your journal into more of a reference guide.
Oh, that's cool.
We can use it to mark important milestones, specific workout routines, even nutrition tips you've written down.
So you can find stuff quickly later on.
Exactly. It saves you a ton of time when you want to look back at your progress.
It's like having an index for your fitness journey.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then there's the back pocket.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love a good pocket.
Might seem small, but I bet it's useful.
Totally.
What would you use it for?
I mean, think about all those little pieces of paper you end up with, right?
Yeah.
A new workout plan from a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
a recipe you printed out,
Right.
even just, like, motivational quotes that you like.
Like a little filing system.
Exactly. It keeps all your important fitness stuff in one place.
That's really convenient.
It is.
The ribbon bookmark, that's classic for keeping your place.
Oh, yeah. That's a must-have.
Especially in a journal you're using a lot.
Right. You don't want to be flipping through pages trying to find where you left off.
Now it's got to be easy to jump back in.
Exactly.
Okay, with 211 pages.
Wow. That's a lot.
Sounds like you've got plenty of space to track your progress for a while.
Definitely. I mean, that's enough for months, maybe even a year or more.
Depending on how much you write, I guess.
Yeah, of course. But it really shows that this journal is meant to be with you for the long haul.
It's like a companion for your fitness journey.
That's a good way to put it.
So we're seeing how these features really address those needs for organization and consistency.
Absolutely.
And, I think there's a lot of truth to that saying, features tell, stories sell.
Oh, for sure.
Like, this reminds me of when I was training for a half marathon.
Okay, yeah.
I was going for runs and all, but I wasn't really keeping track of my distances or pace. I
Right.
was putting in the work, but it just didn't feel like I was getting anywhere.
Yeah, I can see that.
But then I started using a notebook to log each run, the distance, my time, how I felt afterwards.
Okay.
And it was like something clicked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just seeing those numbers week after week, it made the progress so much more real.
Oh, I get
It was so motivating to see that I was running further and faster.
It's amazing how much of a difference that can make.
I can only imagine how much better it would have been with a journal like this Lestallion one,
Yeah, with the specific layout for all that stuff.
Mm.
It's really about turning that effort into something you can see.
It's got a concrete, right?
Exactly. When you have that data, you can't deny the progress.
Makes sense.
Oh.
I also have a friend who was having a tough time with meal prepping.
Oh, yeah. That can be a challenge.
She knew she wanted to eat healthier, but it was just overwhelming.
I feel that.
So she started using a notebook, divided it into sections for breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Okay.
Even just using lines to separate them helped her visualize what she was eating.
Oh, interesting.
And you know what she found really interesting?
What's that?
She started noticing patterns in her energy levels.
Oh, wow.
On days when she planned her meals, she was way less likely to grab something unhealthy when she got hungry.
Makes sense.
It wasn't even about counting calories or anything. It was more like
Yeah.
writing it down made her more intentional about it.
Oh, that's a coin.
Like, it gave her a sense of control.
I like that.
And those dashed lines in the Lestallion journal, I bet they would be perfect for that kind of meal planning.
Totally. They give you that structure without being too restrictive.
Yeah, it's all about finding that balance.
Exactly.
My brother-in-law was trying to be more consistent with his strength training.
Okay, yeah.
He'd go to the gym here and there, but didn't really have a plan.
Hmm.
He started writing down the exercises he wanted to do, the sets and reps, all that.
Okay.
He told me that just writing it down made him feel more committed to actually doing it.
Interesting.
And what he found really helpful was looking back at his old workouts.
Oh, yeah.
He could see how much weight he'd lifted before and try to beat it.
It's all about pushing yourself, right?
Exactly. And those numbered pages in the Lestallion journal, that would made it even easier to track that progress.
Totally. It's like having a built-in record of your achievements.
So we've got these personal examples, but what about the broader benefits of fitness journaling that people talk about?
Mm.
Motivation is a big one, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Like we've been saying, seeing your progress written down, it's like proof that your hard work is paying off.
Yeah, yeah.
It can really boost your confidence and keep you going.
And those numbered pages, they're like a physical reminder of how far you've come.
It's like a timeline of your dedication.
Exactly.
Clarity is another big one. Understanding what actually works for you.
For sure. When you track your workouts, your food, even how you feel after certain things, you start to see what's really effective for your body.
It's like building a personalized database.
Exactly. And a good fitness journal with its layout and paper quality, It helps you do that.
It's like the foundation for that database.
I like it that.
And accountability, I feel like that's huge for long-term success.
Oh, for sure.
When you write down your goals and plans, it's like making a promise to yourself.
It's not just floating around in your head anymore.
Right, it's there on paper.
It makes you more likely to stick to your routine.
And less likely to skip workouts or make bad food choices.
Exactly.
And then there's the connection to overall health, both physical and mental.
Yeah, that's key.
Fitness journaling can be about more than just exercises and meals.
Totally. It can help you be more mindful of your body, your energy levels. It can even be a way to manage stress and celebrate your achievements.
It's like a holistic approach to fitness.
That's a good way to put it.
So for someone thinking about starting a fitness journal, any tips for using it effectively?
Well, first things first, you got to set clear goals.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What are you trying to achieve?
Short-term and long-term.
Exactly. And a journal is the perfect place to write those down.
It's like your mission statement.
That's a good analogy.
What about using it for meal planning?
Absolutely. With all those pages, you have plenty of space to plan your meals, track what you eat, even note how different foods make you feel.
And those dashed lines can help you organize it all.
For sure.
Weekly reflection, that seems important too.
Oh yeah, taking some time each week to look back at your journal. See what went well, what could be better.
It's like a check-in with yourself.
It is. And the numbered pages make it easy to go back to previous weeks.
So you can see the bigger picture.
Exactly.
What about adding visuals like progress photos or charts?
Oh, that's a great idea.
The Lestallion journal doesn't come with those, but the blank space seems perfect for it.
Totally. The paper is sturdy enough to handle photos, or even if you want to draw your own charts.
It's like adding a visual element to your fitness story.
Exactly.
We also have the story of Emily, a marketing executive who had a lot of success with fitness journaling.
Oh yeah, Emily's story is really inspiring.
So she had a demanding job, and she was having trouble sticking to her fitness goals. She felt overwhelmed, wasn't seeing the results she wanted.
It's a common struggle.
But then she started using a fitness journal, specifically the Lestallion one.
Okay.
She started tracking her workouts, her meals, and importantly, how she was feeling.
That's so important, that self-reflection.
And what kind of changes did she see?
Well, over time, her journal became like this powerful tool.
How so?
It gave her a clear record of her progress, which really boosted her motivation.
She could see the results of her effort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She started getting stronger. Her endurance improved.
That's great.
But it was more than just physical.
Oh, yeah.
The journaling process gave her a sense of control over her fitness journey.
It helped her understand what was working for her.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it gave her more confidence.
That's amazing.
It really was. It became her personalized guide to success.
It sounds like it was a game changer for her.
It was.
So as we wrap this up, it's clear that a fitness journal is so much more than just a notebook.
It really is.
It's a place to define your goals, track your journey, analyze your progress. It helps you become a more active participant in your own fitness.
And, you know, when you have a journal like the Lestallion one,
Yeah.
with all the features we talked about, the paper, the pages, the layout,
It takes it to another level.
it does. It makes it easier to stay organized, motivated, and on track.
It's like having a support system built right into your journal.
That's a good way to put it.
So here's a thought to leave you with. Think about how documenting your efforts, even in small ways, could change how you approach fitness. What could you learn about yourself, your strengths, your challenges, if you had that written record of your progress?
That's a great question for everyone to consider.
I think so too.
Yeah.